Hey, is it me or is nobody talking about the Michael Jackson movie? Did you see it? Okay, so I'm Kiné Corder, the leading national certified counselor specializing in financial hypnotherapy and for stress. Right now, I focus on barbers. I am building the world's largest barber community that supports barbers with mental health and money systems. One of my favorite pastimes, the way that my own little therapeutic pastime or self care is going to the movies. I love going to the movies, but the movie industry has changed. It has changed a lot. Oh, I was gonna put on some makeup while we talk because I have some more videos to make. Now you're like, they don't do get ready with me videos on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, well, I do. I do now because this is what I have to do. I am not in the mood. I am not in the mood. And I do not know how people become content creators and make videos every single day. And some people make several videos a day. And I'm just like, what the hell? I love this. I love making videos. But I don't love putting on makeup. I don't love setting up lights and cameras and microphones and all the things you have to do. I just want to show up. One day I'll be there. But for now, I have to do it all myself. One day I'll have a team like Michael Jackson. That is what I learned. That was like the number one thing I got from that movie is like with a team, you can make anything happen. And in the beginning, the team was the Jackson Five and his father. And of course, his mother in the background supporting and doing all the things she did because you don't, that lady never gets any just due, but she put up with a lot. And so, but she knew to be quiet when she needed to be quiet, and she knew to say something when she needed to say something. There's an art to that, and it sometimes doesn't get taught or passed down from woman to woman. Uh, but men handle things differently than women do, and women handle things differently than men do. And sometimes we need to use that femininity and some nurturing, and sometimes we need to use the masculinity and the like brawn. So the Michael Jackson movie, so incredible. Here's what I mean by that. There's a lot of story that you know if you grew up in the 70s, 80s, um, some of you even in the 60s who might, especially if you grew up in Illinois where I grew up, and you might actually had some interaction with them in the early days. My uncle and my father did because I grew up in Illinois and the Jacksons were all around. Gary, Indiana is very close to Chicago. So you might have had your own interaction, and you might have your own story, right, of how you saw it. But going to the movie, and the movie was done by the family, so there is a slant towards making Michael look good. But who says he wasn't? And what does good mean? And maybe you forgot all of the things that he did to get where he was. I think you have, most people have, because eventually it got overshadowed by what the media wanted you to hear about him. And then they had created like this monster. Um, but there's more to the story, is what I would say. There's more to the story. So if you haven't seen the movie, you need to go see it. If you've seen it, comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are on it. But I'm gonna give you my thoughts. So here's my first thought. My first thought on the movie is that I'm looking for a certain brush, but there it is. My first thought on the movie is that you got to see that Michael was his own person. Like he had his own way from the beginning. The other boys, they had a way of just falling in line the way Joe wanted them to. They're like, you know what? Just let Joe get his way. They just did what he said. But Michael was like, no, I have some ideas. I want to do it this way. And that was from a very young age that you saw him do that. And so um, that's one thing. And this is not giving too much of the movie. So you kind of saw him separate from the other boys a little bit already. Um, the other thing you saw that never really got talked about is that Michael might have had some quirks that today would be diagnosed as something. Um, and I could understand this because I myself probably would have been diagnosed with something, but my doctor was like, "Yeah, no, we're not diagnosing," because there was nothing to diagnose. Now they have names for these things, but back in the day, it just used to be like, "Oh, this child is defiant," and it's like, "No, I'm not defiant. I just these are things that need to happen for me to feel like I'm doing what I need to do." So that was that. Um, okay, so aside from those two things, just getting to know Michael as a person, then there is the getting to know Michael as the artist. And as an artist, he had ideas in his head, but he also had like this imagination, like an imaginary place that maybe only he lived. And if he invited you in, then you probably were special. But he only invited you in if you could handle what you would see there. And most adults can't. And so that's why he found himself connected to children. And you saw him doing some really good things in the world that, yeah, they got talked about back then. But it's like, what have you done for me lately? Like what Janet said, you always have to be doing good. Otherwise, people will not give you your just due anymore. They're just looking for you to fall off. This world is a trip. It's like they'll only support you as long as they want to, and then if soon as you do something that is outside of what they deem is okay, then done. You're done. No, no more. So anyway, going back to the movie, Michael was brilliant in the way that he thought. He was brilliant in the way that he negotiated. But he was also brilliant in knowing his strengths and his challenges. This is what I got from the movie. He knew where he was strong and he knew where he needed a team. And if you see this movie and you're not inspired, maybe you never had a dream. Maybe you never had a talent. Um, maybe you never were like ambitious, ready for the world, ready to go out and do something. But if you were, if you ever had that inside of you, this movie will remind you of how special you are. It will remind you of your power. And that's what it did for me. What else I want you to take away from this movie, if you don't see it, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to go see it. And a couple reasons why. One, there's not that many good movies left in the world. Like they're just not doing good movies anymore. I don't know why. They're just not. And and you need that. You need a good movie in your life cuz a good movie can bring you some joy, at least temporarily. The other thing is movies um the movie industry has changed. And I heard Nia Long and Kiki Palmer talking about this maybe a couple weeks ago because Nia Long plays Catherine. And so Kiki Palmer was interviewing Nia Long about her role as Catherine, as amongst other roles. It was just really interviewing this wonderful actress and actor because I don't want to say Nia Long is so good. Here's the thing, when you have an actor who only has a few lines, because Nia Long didn't have a lot of lines in this movie. She had to act without words a lot of times. Do you have any idea how difficult that is? But and how powerful an actor you have to be, an artist you have to be in order to pull that off? Yeah, you don't. But it is incredibly hard, and she pulled it off so well, so well. So kudos to her for that. But one of the things that Kiki and Nia Long were talking about, I just realized I forgot my water, which is going to be very important today because I'm doing a lot of videos. It is what it is. So one of the things that they were talking about was that, movies have gone to streaming, and then also series. Like it's just series after series after series. And that's what it's been all about, like just series after series after series. And movies are dumbed down. So they have to dumb them down because they are saying like people aren't watching movies like sitting down in the theater totally focused and paying attention. And I know this to be true because I was at a friend of mine's house and she was on her laptop and on her phone and watching a movie with me. And I'm completely enthralled in the movie, even though I had seen the movie before. And we only chose this movie because she hadn't seen it. And so I'm like in it as if it's the first time. And I turn around and say, like, oh my God, did you see that or whatever? And I turn to her and I'm like, what the? How are you on your laptop and on your phone and watching this movie? And she missed it. She missed the thing that she needed to see. And she's like, wait, what happened? And I'm like, no, we're not rewinding it. You need to pay attention. Like you are disrespecting these actors, and it is disgusting. Get off of your laptop. This is the time to watch the movie, or don't don't watch the movie. Do something on your laptop then. But you're not giving anything, all of you. And how does that feel to you to be that fragmented? Piece of you at the movies, piece of you on the computer, piece of you on the phone, piece of you with your friend. Like, can you give yourself fully and completely to anything? And that's what Nia Long and Kiki were talking about, is that movies have changed because people realize, the filmmakers realize that you're fragmenting yourself. So they're going to do what they need to do in order to just appease you instead of continuing to make art the way it should be and allowing you to raise to it. They're going to go to the lowest common denominator, forgetting that there are some of us who love the movies. Like there's nothing else I need in my life or want more than the movies. Like I will miss a meal. I could stay in the movies all day long and not eat. I don't need no popcorn. Okay, maybe some water, but then that means I gotta go pee between movies. So sometimes I don't even want that. Like I can really just watch movies. Really, I can watch trailers all day. I'll talk to you about that later. Really, I could just watch trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer. Sometimes I get caught for an hour watching trailers. If the industry is good at it, it makes good trailers. Sometimes you can really tell a lot about a movie, the director, the editor, just by the trailer. I'll teach you how to do that later. Anyways, this Michael Jackson movie is a good use of your time. So when I talk about movies, to me, it is just waste of time, good use of time. I'm giving Michael Jackson a good use of time, not a waste of time. So it gets a G, not a W. Good, good use of your time, inspiring, well acted, well directed, well written. Now, there's a little cliffhanger at the end, so I just warn you about that because I felt a little off guard. But there's a little cliffhanger at the end. Mm, Maybe there'll be a part two. I don't know. But I say go see it. It's a good use of your time. I'll see you sooner. Love you muchly.